A lot of times anime titles don't feel right. They just don't portray what the show is really about. So today we are going to fix anime titles, starting with ReZero, starting life in another world. You probably already heard about this anime. It is a really famous isekai, where the main character, as stated in the title, started his life in another world. Although this title isn't bad, I guess that we can do a better one. We need to think what ReZero have that stands out from the crowd. After using my big brain for a lot of time, I finally came up with an idea. What do you think of Dark Souls? But we have Ram. I know, I'm a genius. Praise me more. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This one is probably the favorite anime for a lot of you. At this point, we all already know how the JoJo's fanbase is. So I'm sure that you had already heard about this anime, because every fan of this anime is always recommending it. Including me, because the anime is goddamn great. But talking about what matters, this title is horrible in my opinion. It doesn't portray anything that the show is about. In JoJo we have vampires, stands, Amon and things like that. And the title is JoJo Bizarre Adventures. What the hell? This is one of the worst anime titles that I have ever seen, and I bet that we can come up with a better one. Drop down below in the comments what you think that this title should be. But I have an idea already. Instead of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the title should be JoJo's Really Bizarre Adventure, which we all agree that is a much better title. High School of the Dead. If you have watched this anime, you know that this title is completely wrong. You will tell me that you watched High School of the Dead because of the undead. No, obviously you didn't. We all know the reason that you watched the anime. Taking these into account, we all agree that we can make a much better title. Yasuki propose boob animation with more budget than 7 deadly scenes. And I don't think I need to explain why. We all have already seen that scene. It is on the level of Jujutsu Kaisen, or even better. An excellent anime adaptation of a manga that managed to exceed the original material. Just by saying this, you already know what anime I'm talking about, right? If you are still not sure, yeah, you are right. I'm talking about Tokyo Ghoul. This show took internet by storm with his excellent adaptation, especially in the last seasons. Okay, I can't take it anymore. We all know how bad the anime adaptation of Tokyo Ghoul went, right? With that in mind, I propose Tokyo Ghoul. It makes sense in the manga. Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. This one is that one isekai that we all have already seen. Is that one show that we all agree is great. And in that show, obviously, Aqua is the best girl. We all also agree on that. But one thing that we don't agree is on the title of this show. I mean, God's blessing on this wonderful world? This has nothing to do with the anime, not even close. Let's recapitulate what Konosuba is really about. Kazuma was transported to another world after saving a girl, or at least that's what he thought, but whatever. To this new fantasy world. He took a useless goddess with him, and they started their adventure on that world. There they became adventurers, fought monsters, got new useless party members, and fought more monsters. Now their team is constituted by Kazuma, a useless goddess, a useless knight, and a useless mage. The knight is masochist, and the mage just wants to blow things up. She only has one shot, but her shot is extremely overpowered. The goddess is kinda powerful, but she's always crying, and she doesn't do much, we all know that. Kazuma is your perverted man. He isn't useless, but he isn't also useful, right? With all these great characters, the author of the story decided to call this story Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. I can't understand him. We can make a much better title by fixing this one. What about Konosuba? How idiot can you be? Attack on Titan. If you are watching this video when I posted it, the last season of Attack on Titan is airing right now, and you are probably watching it. So, this is a perfect time to fix this title. Now, if I'm being honest, the title isn't that bad. After all, the show is about and about titans. But I still see space to improvement in here. If we all think together and use our big brains, we can make a much better one. If we see what this anime is really about, we can all agree that the perfect title would be Naked Giants Are Dangerous. And there is also a second option. The anime could also be called Eren Yeager. That's up to you. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. So, an introvert was transported to another world. Reincarnated actually. In this new world, he wants to repair the shit that he did in the past and become a better person. He overcome his fears and face increasingly difficult challenge. After some time, we have an overpowered main character. We have a perfect waifu. We have 2 perfect waifus. We have 3. Oh no, wait. I don't want to go shell. Sorry. So, the third one was a joke, as you can see. But yeah, we have 2 waifus. And we also have a lot of character development. I really like isekais, and this one is a 20 isekai that I really love. Although Rudeus is a jerk, he isn't a bad person at all. In fact, he's a good person. He's always trying to improve, and he also managed to do that. He has his fears, his difficulties, and his goals. He's a character that I kinda can relate to. You know that it is really hard to change. But Rudeus didn't ever give up. He's always trying to become a better person. And if there is something that I respect and admire, is a person that is always trying to improve. Furthermore, Eri is his best girl, and the anime should be called Moshoko Tensei, better than your favorite isekai. I probably pissed off a lot of people, but let's go to the next one. Tokyo Revengers. Yo, Takemichi. Okay, let me stop being cringy. This is another anime that took internet by storm, but I still don't think that this title is accurate. We all know what the strong points of this anime are, and they are called Mickey. I'm not talking about Mickey Mouse though, I'm talking about Mikey. In honor of him, I propose that the title of this show be changed to Mikey Will Steal Your Girl, because we all know that it will happen. And if by any means that don't happen, Draken will do the job. High School DXD. First and foremost, I would like to state that I was forced to watch this anime. It was totally against my will, and I'm totally sorry about that. Now, just like High School of the Dead, the strong points of this anime are boobs. And also boobs. Nah, just kidding. We all know that the truly strong points of High School DXD is boobs. Talking serious, for what other reason would you watch this anime? For the plot? Are you telling me that you watched this for the plot? No, you can't be serious. High School DXD is a work of art that does his job phenomenally well. There is always new, creative ways that boobs will bump on your screen. We need to state that in the title of the show, so the people that will watch the anime knows what this anime is truly about. With that in mind, what do you think of Boobs Booster? If you are a genius and can think of a better title than this one, let me know in the comments. Black Clover. I would rate this title 6 out of 10. It isn't that bad, it is a cool title, but there is still space to improvement. And we can fix this title as well. If you don't know, this story is about a guy that is in a fantasy world where everyone can use magic, but he can't. He is the only one in the world that can't use magic. Although he can't use magic, he can use demoniac powers, which are really cool, I approve. But now, if you have watched the anime, you know that what makes Ast overpowered isn't the demoniac powers. You know that he is only overpowered because he got buffed AF. So, rather than Black Clover, the title of this show should be Black Clover, Eat Your Protein.